Shy, pull up to the venue, like what's on the menu. I'm getting chauffeured to a feast. I don't mean to offend you. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm gonna eat you like some food. It's the lifestyle detox, representing Power Me Network. Let's go.
For me, that looked like walking away from a toxic marriage that had me shrinking into someone cold and defensive. Hi, my lovely chimers. It's your girl Shy. You already know. Thank you so much for chiming in with me today, right here on the Chiming with Shy podcast, where we love loud, heal louder, and walk boldly into who God called us to be. This week's episode is one I've been living in real time, and it's called Rebuilding Her. Because sometimes God doesn't ask you to heal, He asks you to rebuild. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm still in the process of rebuilding myself. For me, that looked like walking away from a toxic marriage that had me shrinking into someone cold and defensive. I was showing up angry, sharp with my words, and weed had become my comfort instead of my cure. But instead of healing me, it was feeding the anger and anxiety my spirit was trying to release. The impact of toxic relationships. According to the American Psychological Association, people who stay in long term toxic relationships experience up to 30% higher cortisol levels, that's your stress hormone, which damages your body's ability to regulate emotion and immune response. This is where I had to make a transition by detoxing my life. One day, I realized I couldn't build my life if I was still living in the mess. Neither my toxic marriage nor my weed addiction could come with me into my next level. I had to detox my mind, body, and soul. And let me be clear, I'm still detoxing every day. Take a look at the statistic on substance and emotional health. Studies from the National Institution of Drug Abuse show that about 1 in 3 people who use marijuana regularly report increased symptoms of depression or anxiety when they try to quit. Healing and detox have to go hand in hand. This is the teaching segment. Here are some daily habits that detox your life. First of all, healing isn't just spiritual, it's habitual. You can't pray for peace and keep choosing chaos. Here is my rebuild routine. 1. Pray before you scroll. 2. Journal your truth. 3. Move your body. 4. Guard your peace like it's your paycheck. 5. Speak grace over yourself daily. And I want to throw in this extra one: create. Create something fun, real, and something authentically you. A 2009 study in the European Journal of Social Psychology found it takes an average of 65 days to form a new habit, not 21 like we used to think. In just 2 months of consistency, your mind can reprogram your patterns. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. This is who I am becoming, and she deserves peace. I release what poisoned my peace and welcome what feeds my spirit. All positive energy flows through and all around me. My healing isn't punishment, it's preparation. Now let's get into our Chimers Call In segment. Today, we actually have a special guest from one of our brothers, Tay Love, representing recovery at its best. Tay called in to drop a few words to empower the woman who is struggling to let go of that toxic lover.
Welcome to the Chiming with Shy podcast. What you got to say, Tay?
One thing I have to say about it, was the ladies, learn to accept the fact that you can't keep holding on to something that's not going to work out. You know, the hardest decisions in life is to let go of someone, to set yourself free from the heartache and pain, also expectations, you know.
That's facts.
And that's what I got out of a relationship and dealing with women that also had conversations with me about, their relationships as well. So you can't keep holding on to something that's not going to work out. God's going to bless you with someone that's going to fit you, but continuing to hurt yourself in a
Right.
relationship is just going to get worse and worse.
Exactly.
So I encourage women to move on with their life. It could be bittersweet at times, but going through all of that heartache and that pain, it's just too much for you.
Facts. That's kind of like what I said earlier in the episode. If you try to help somebody that's not willing to help, it could actually sink you.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, you giving it your all. When people, when you giving it your all, and the person that you're with is not trying at all, that's like a spit in the face. That brings back the expectations. So
That's
you
facts.
gotta move.
Thank you so much with calling in today. I'm gonna definitely give you a shout out on the podcast.
No problem, love. You be good now.
I will. You
Keep doing your
too.
thing.
And you keep doing yours too. I like that recovery group you just started too. I'm gonna shout that out as well.
All right, no problem. Let's work.
Shout out to Tay Love and the whole Recovery at its best family. Healing is not gender specific, it's universal. Thank you so much, Tay, for being transparent about your journey and being a voice of hope. Okay, now listen, sis. Rebuilding ain't pretty. It's messy, it gets lonely and quiet, but it's sacred. You're not rebuilding because you failed. You're rebuilding because you finally decided to win. If you're still in your rebuild season, hear me. You're not behind. You're being refined. Your glow up is spiritual, not just physical. Now, let me drop this tool on you. If you're ready to detox your life and walk through this healing with me, grab a copy of Sis, You Need a Do Over. Check out the Lifestyle Detox Program and join the Empower Me Network. The healed version of you is waiting. Next week, we're closing out the Help I'm Toxic 7-week series with episode 7, The New Me Still Cries. Healing doesn't mean you don't feel, it means you no longer let the pain lead. This is your girl Shy, and you've been chiming with Shy. Until next time, love loud, heal louder. And don't forget to call in to the Chiming with Shy podcast at 513-428-6611 to tell me about your favorite part of today's episode.
Forward the lifestyle, detox moving us forward. Empower Me is moving us forward finally.